Yeah, this is RC Power's version 2 of the F-18. It's a larger version. And this is probably the first one I ever built. And it's been in the ground a few times. You can see the wing repair there. It's been broken and bent back, and that wing's been busted off. It's got a high impact area, right there, and it's got a snub nose on it. That's because it's been in the ground a few times, and we don't have a flying field, and sometimes the gophers build mounds that you just can't get a smooth landing, so a lot of times we pull that out. This plane is the first plane I ever had that actually caught on fire, and if you look at this hole that is right there in the top, that hole right there, it'll focus, there we go, that is where the speed control was sitting, and by the time I got to it, it had gotten so hot it actually melted the solder off of everything and turned the speed control black and burnt a hole in that foam. That there is just an air intake to keep that speed control cool, but I don't know what happened. I must have had a short in it, and let me back out of this again. But here again, when I build, I put it all together and then go back and cut my axis. That way everything lines up, hinge it with some tape, and then everything's in there. And I was using blue foam for a while, which is really soft and flexible, so you can use a lot of carbon in it to stiffen up the wings. And so this model does have carbon rod in the wings, but I started using Depron foam. It costs a little more than Dollar Tree foam. I don't like Dollar Tree foam like Mikey's RC uses it a lot, but the paper doesn't stick, and so you're gluing it together, two paper surfaces, and it'll come apart on you. So I stay away from that. I've actually went to Lowe's and got some pink foam, built planes out of that, and got, I think it was at Home Depot, got some blue foam, built planes out of that. But if you're going to put the effort and time in it, go with Depron. Good place to go. RC foam. They're online, they'll ship it to you. Ends up costing you about $10 a sheet, but they're large sheets, so usually you can build one of these large planes out of about 2 sheets. So for a plane this size with that must be close to 36-inch wingspan, close to 4 foot in length, out of 2 sheets, that's $20. And this also has the larger Grayson motor in it. It's the let's see, what do they call it, a V3 or just a supersonic? Let's see what the designation is. Yeah, supersonic V2. And then you notice on this prop, it's got a little more skew right here at the base of the prop. And I found that when you buy a propeller of this design, rather than like that are a little not as skewed that much, these props actually put out a little more thrust, which is great with that motor on this size plane. And like Dave says, Dave Powers, rcpowers.com, always go with a larger speed control. Most of them, I would go about 10 amps higher than whatever the manufacturer rates on the motor. And that way, hopefully, you won't run into this. You can see there the blackened hole where the speed control burned up. And then with your speed control, they got these heat sinks on them, and then they put heat shrink over the whole thing. Well, that just contains the heat inside with the heat shrink. So do like Dave says, and cut that out. Cut a hole in that shrink that's over your speed control so that it gets, plenty of cooling. And here again, I use just good old duct tape to keep my batteries in, and then if I'm really worried about it, I have some foam that I'll just stick in here to keep things from moving around, depending on how aerobatic I want to get. And that's it for this plane. And so we're going to do some flying with him and hopefully have some fun for the next 5 minutes. That's it. Thanks for watching.